What in the actual...
That's not good.
I thought this was ready to roll.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
Real cars, real guys, and real talk. Live from the gearbox at Unique Classic Cars. Welcome to Motorhood. Motorhood episode, what are we on now? 16, 17?
16. I don't know how many did you guys do when I was gone. I feel like I haven't been here forever.
I feel like we haven't done this for a while.
I know.
Because last week we thought we would be back, but Dylan came down with the plague.
Yes. Yep.
And it was just crazy. We got another snowstorm.
Or two.
Or two, and that was supposed to happen again today, but it's just rain, and it looks like long-term, we're good, man. It's time to get out and drive.
Good God, I wish we could just get past all the crap and get going.
It's time to get out and ride.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about Camaros, because we've got some nice Camaros.
It's about time.
And they're convertibles, and we also have, this has been like my latest infatuation, Gen 3.
Yeah.
And you... have a beautiful car.
Well, you spotted that one already,
I did, right away. I mean, there's a big sticker on the window. It says 2,000 original miles. It's like, that's impossible. And then you get up and you look at it, and you know it's there. Should we head down and take a look at these cars?
Yeah,
let's do it. Camaros. Here we go.
How have we made it this far into the podcasts and we've not talked about one of the most quintessential muscle cars ever, first gen Camaros? I know why.
Why?
You've been too busy talking about freaking Mustangs.
I have been. You know, and the thing about it is, a year ago, if you would have talked to me, I would have been right over here.
Yeah.
But then that's the thing. When you walk into this showroom, you start looking around, and if you're new to the game, your mind changes a lot, just like it says on the back of my hoodie.
Yeah, right.
The hunt is never over.
That's right. So are you a convertible guy or a coupe guy?
You know, I got into a discussion online in a forum last week. I don't mind convertibles. A lot of guys like them because it's easier to convince the wife to make the purchase. I actually had a guy tell me, if you drive a convertible, you don't own a car, your wife does. I actually heard that, but I'm like, you know what?
Nice.
These are beautiful cars, and let's talk about this 68.
Yeah, this one just came in on trade. It's freaking awesome for several reasons. Number one, the restoration on it is beautiful. I like the light blue color. Even notice the blue striped tires. You don't see that very often, but it works on this car with the blue interior and the blue. But man, under the hood is where the party's at. Now, by the way, quick trivia. What do they call these again?
The mechanics, because I don't like to act like I know everything, because I don't, but they actually came out and told me they called those ice cube trays.
They did.
Obviously, to the resemblance.
Yeah, so under the hood, you got a 427. This is just old school cubic inch power, right?
Right.
A couple of creature comforts, power brakes, power steering, and of course, you can't have an automatic behind this, man. 4-speed, gear jamming. Good time right here, buddy.
427, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
The interior of this is a restoration vehicle, by the way.
Correct, yeah. Yep.
And it is absolutely beautiful on the inside.
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, it's utilitarian. You got bucket seats, you got steering wheel, and you got a stick in the floor. What else do you need?
The thing about it, when guys see cars that have been restored like this, if you find a Camaro, if it's not necessarily this one, and you want it to look like this on the inside, Jason and the guys at our body shop can get that done for you.
Oh, 100%, yeah. And we've actually got a Camaro coming in here in about a month or two for a customer that we're going to be doing a restoration on. So,
and another thing is, and I know that you're familiar with this, if guys buy vehicles, and let's say they bought one at an auction, and they want to have somebody actually break it down, because they push a lot of those out, right?
Oh, yeah.
They can bring them here, and they can run a full inspection and tell you what it needs.
Yeah, well, it's funny you bring that up. We've actually got 2 cars here that were shipped directly from the Mecum auction in Arizona. The folks that bought them, shipped them here directly, not even to their house first. They shipped them here to have us go through them, safety check them, make sure everything's working, fix what's not, and then we will deliver them to their house once we've gotten through them. So it's kind of a, when you get cars at auction, you can't drive them, so you're kind of a little bit of, you're buying a cat in the sack, the old saying, and by shipping them here first, a lot of the guys, that way when it gets to their house, they know that it's good because we've gone through it. The guys in the shop do an awesome job of making sure everything's right.
This is a really beautiful example of restoration done right.
Oh, yeah.
It is.
Yeah,
Fantastic car.
exactly,
Beautiful.
exactly.
And that 427, like you said, is going to be the big draw.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. And then, so flip side, now the red one, if you don't like a big block and, hey, I don't need to race around anymore, you got that type of mentality. So this is a small block, just a 350 car, automatic transmission. Or, oh, you know what? Actually, I got to double check. Was this an automatic? Yes. No. 4-speed. And but anyways, with the small block, a little better on gas if you're worried about that. I mean, I remember my grandpa said years ago, if you have to ask what it gets for fuel economy, the vehicle, if you're going to buy a vehicle and you have to ask what the fuel economy is, you probably can't afford the car. No. And that's pretty right, So, but anyways, yeah. So this is a small block 350 in this one, power steering, power brakes, and now this one. I don't know if you noticed on the front of the car, George, if you look at the two of them. So now this one has the hideaway headlights.
Right.
Okay. So these cars, when they were sold new, they were vacuum operated, right?
Yeah.
And this one has had the electric conversion, so you don't have to have the car running to open the doors. And, the vacuum ones worked okay back then, but as soon as you get any sort of even a tiny pinhole in one of the vacuum lines, they don't work.
Right.
So it's a lot more reliable. A lot of guys switch those over to electric, and they're, like I said, a lot more reliable that way.
Yeah, not even a question. 67 versus 68. What would be your preference?
I like the 67, and the main reason is the 67's Camaro is the only first gen that still had wing windows. And if you look here, the 68 and 69s, that's gone, right? They just had one big giant window here versus the wing windows. So, in my opinion, I'm old school. You don't need air conditioning. All you need is a wing window, man.
Right.
Turn it right on you, drive. You're good.
Right.
So another subtle difference between these two cars, if you notice, this one's got the high back bucket seats with the headrests. This one's got the lower sport buckets. So just a couple of differences. Now, that's not a year thing. That would have been an option. But just a couple of differences that set the cars apart.
What kind of restoration's been done on the inside of this? Because
I
it looks
would say
pretty clean, but a lot of it looks original.
Yeah. Just standing here looking at it, the door panels and stuff look original, but I would imagine the upholstery, the carpet has been redone, but the console, the dash, this one does have the padded dash on it as well. So, and this one does have the RS package on it, so that gives you a few other goodies with, originally from the factory as well.
If you have either of these cars, do you put a custom stereo system in it?
I can't stand it when people cut up the dash. That's just me, personal preference.
Right.
I hate that. Or they cut up, back in the 70s and 80s, they cut speakers in the door panels this big and things like this. It was just it was a thing. But
the thing is, they make digital inputs now where you can just plug in your Bluetooth. It's non-invasive, right? I mean,
wait, I'm going to pick on you now. Did you hear what you just said?
What's that?
Plug in your Bluetooth. Come on, man. Your age is showing.
Well,
you don't plug in Bluetooth? Come on.
You can plug in your USB cable, right?
There you go.
And then you got Apple CarPlay. So it's
are you going to plug in your BlackBerry to that there, buddy?
It's funny you bring that up. We were just talking about that the other night. When I met my wife, that was the phone that I had, was a BlackBerry.
I believe. Oh, I had them back in the day. But
jeez.
But yeah, that's what I like to do with all of my cars too. We do it, and actually we install them here at the shop. Hidden Bluetooth that you don't have to plug into.
Right.
So you put the little module in your trunk. You don't have to mess up the dash. You turn on your phone, hit your favorite tunes, and roll. I'm going to bring this up. One of the things we always hear when it comes to vehicles from this genre, AC. If the vehicle doesn't have it, we can put vintage air in it for you. Yes.
Yeah, they do a really good job of that.
That can be done, and and then again, it just comes down to personal preference.
Right.
If somebody has to have it, I know especially some of our clients in the southern states, they're like, even if it's a convertible, man, I need AC.
Right.
So, that's always an option.
Yeah, it is, and again, it's something you can do. So never let that deter you. If you really like the car,
exactly,
we can get that done for you. Speaking of RSs, and I've been talking to you about these a lot over the last few weeks. We've got the second to the last year, that third generation.
Yes.
And when you brought this one in, I was like, that is a gem. Just over 2,000 original miles.
Where can you go, George, to get a brand new 1991 Camaro? There's not too many of them out there.
No.
This car has a little over 2,000 original miles.
Right.
And it's the V8 RS version. The car literally still has the new car smell. Did you stick your head in there, Dom?
I did. I'm telling you, the interior, it literally looks like it just rolled off the line.
Yeah.
It is a phenomenal car.
Yep.
And They didn't even make the IROC in 91, did
No.
they? No, they didn't.
No.
So this RS, I know that a lot of guys will be like, well, that's a trimmed down package. This is a clean car, and it's all there.
Yeah, it's got the similar wheels to the Z28, so it's got the 5-spoke aluminum wheels versus the hubcaps or, whatever. It's not a 6-cylinder, it is the V8. So, I mean, this thing is it's a time capsule, and someone's going to get a beauty on this one. But
yeah, you look at it, and obviously, the exterior looks fantastic. Mm-hmm. You open the hood, it's all there. I mean, to me, that looks original.
And this one has air conditioning. So
yes.
You don't have to worry about putting it in.
It does. It does, yeah. It's incredible. The interior really stands out because I don't know how you maintain that and keep it like it is.
Well, you don't use it.
That's exactly
That's
it,
why it's
right?
only got 2,000 miles on it. Look at dumb stuff, like even the wiper switch or the headlight switch, from use, the ink on them wears off. I mean, it's crisp and it's literally brand new.
Everything is still there. It's incredible. Yeah. And the funny thing is, with all these Gen 3s, a decade ago, just 10 years ago, they weren't as popular, but it's just aging.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yep.
When I was in high school
Time marches on, man.
or college, if I could have had this car, it would have that would have been it, right?
Yeah,
unbelievable.
I don't know how many of these cars I begged my dad to let me buy, and that was a big no every time.
Right. But Gen 3 Camaro's big business. They don't get any cleaner than this.
Yeah, someone's going to get a brand new 1991 Camaro. It's pretty sweet. But, we should go check up on, we teased it, we talked about it, the A-Team van.
Where is it?
It's finally here.
It was. I saw it outside coming off the trailer. And I was looking for it on the floor in here, and I can't find it.
Yeah. Let's unless they might be doing the safety inspection and stuff on it, we go check it out.
You know what? They hate it when I bug them, but let's go see the techs.
Let's do it.
Let's go see them. What in the actual?
That's not good.
I thought this was ready to roll.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. It looks. Why?
Yeah.
What's going on with this thing? Do you know why it's back here?
We did the inspection on it, and when it was driving, it was popping and banging out of the carb. So we did a little bit of work to it, got it straightened out, and went and drove it yesterday. And she's got all the power the A-Team van's supposed to have.
Nice. Okay, so we're back to good.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess that goes to show even the A-Team needs our A-Team to keep it rolling, huh?
We can get our A-Team in here.
What's on the seat?
Check it out. Check it out.
Yes.
We got to take this baby for a spin.
We do.
We have a mission to complete.
If you choose to accept it.
We're going to accept it. Not even a question. Did you know that they actually, when they were filming this, they used Ford Econolines and all kinds of different vans because they were trashing them.
Oh,
they
I'm
didn't
sure.
have the CGI effects that they have today.
Yeah.
Because the original van was a Vendura.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So here you go, man.
Exactly.
I love it. So when it's running, we're going to get it out. We're going to take it for a rip.
Oh, heck yeah.
We're going to throw the guys in the back.
How many times do you get a chance to drive the A-Team van?
The A-Team van. If you were going to be one character in that movie, who would you associate with?
I feel kind of Hannibal-ish. I'm Hannibal.
It. Face. I would be Face.
Yeah, you strike me more as a Murdoch guy.
Oh my God.
And we're back to being back. It was good to see the A-Team van again. Because honestly, I was like, as soon as you brought it up this morning, I'm like, where the hell is it?
Well, and I've been gone. I walked back there. We opened the door. My heart sank. I'm like, okay, why is it in the shop in a dead stall?
Right.
I'm like, what's going on?
Right. And just to be clear, nothing catastrophic was wrong with the van.
No.
There was just a few things that needed to be touched up. And Wyatt obviously said we're going to be rolling here before long because we haven't taken that thing out for a rip. We need to go to like Dairy Queen or something with it.
Really? Really? See, just when I think you're turning into a car guy.
I know.
Who the hell takes the A-Team van to Dairy Queen? That's what the 55 Chevy's for? Did you see B.A. Baracus get out and order a Blizzard, you fool?
Yes!
I mean,
yes. Honestly, I was like, that has to make the list of the least masculine things that I have said.
You've been doing a good job. It's been a few episodes you've been out of that, and then you go and say something. You totally redeemed yourself.
I know, and I shouldn't have done that. I actually, because walking back into our tech shop is like taking a bath in testosterone. So,
yes.
so I shouldn't have went down that road. But I just got to keep
18 van
myself.
Dairy Queen. What is wrong with you?
Where would you take it?
Not Dairy Queen.
Where would you take it?
Like downtown Minneapolis.
Freak
people out.
When they have one of those 80s hair bands concerts coming up this summer, right?
Yes.
That would be the perfect vehicle to roll in.
Yes,
right?
Exactly.
That would be awesome. So that is going to be operational. We got a quick look at it, obviously, in the shop. And we have to do something fun with that before it leaves because it's a hot commodity.
I got a couple ideas. We'll see where it turns into.
Yeah, so do I.
That'll be fun.
Tell us about shopping because you were gone. It's most people are thinking 3 weeks. But it's because Dylan was sick last week. But it's been a few weeks. Did you find any good gets? Because you've been out making your way around the country looking for cars.
Oh my gosh, I know. Yeah, I've been on the road again, as Willie would say. And while I was gone, we picked up about 20 more cars, and and everything from including that 2,000-mile third gen you were talking about.
Beautiful.
And a 70 Mach 1, a 68 Charger. I'm just trying to go. A couple of other Camaros, third-gen Camaro, or second-gen Camaros, and oh my gosh, a Dodge Power Wagon, an International Scout. That thing is cool.
What is it with the Power Wagons? The first time last year when you brought one of them in, I'm like, who the hell's going to buy that thing? They go quick.
They are badass.
They are.
They're somewhat hard to come by. And, they are just a brute, but they're cool as hell.
And the guys that want a vehicle that will run and do anything under any condition, that's the Power Wagon.
Well, and it's funny, like the guys that buy, a lot of these collector cars that are and trucks that come through here, they're just that,
Right.
People drive them, but they don't work them.
Right.
A lot of these guys that buy these Power Wagons, hey, that's their cool collector thing, but they're not afraid to take it out and get it dirty either.
I sold one to a guy in upstate New York, and he lived up, because if you're familiar with that area, it's pretty rural.
Sure, yeah.
And his email ended with Go Guy 1776. So I was like, that's just the truck for you, because it reminded me of the Deuce and a Halfs that we had in the Marine Corps, right?
Right.
Those trucks will take and do anything. That one's got the winch on the front as well.
Yep, exactly.
You were telling me about a collection that you were looking at. Out east as well, and that's some real bangers.
I no more than got back from this trip that I was on, and I had this opportunity. Another gentleman kind of floated it by me. There's a pretty good sized collection, 50-plus vehicles out on the East Coast somewhere, and a lot of early cars, 20s and 30s, Packards and Pierces and Cadillacs and Lincolns and Buicks. Oh my!
Right. Because you like those cars.
Oh,
right?
I love them, and they're beautiful, and they're works of art. There's even an Auburn in there. There's, not to mention, and then there's also some 40s and 50s cars as well. But man, a treasure trove of early cars. Some big boy cars, several six-figure cars. So stay tuned. We've put an offer in on it. I'm sure there'll be negotiations. But boy, if we can land that one, it'd be fantastic. That's a one of those once or twice in a lifetime type of collections.
Yeah, you bring that up, and it goes back to those vehicles. I think the appeal is the craftsmanship. Right? It's the design before we went everything aerodynamic and try to make it as efficient as possible. That vehicle was built to just look cool.
Yeah, they were, back then it was a lot of statement cars because, think about it, 1935, the automobile itself is only 30 years old.
Right, the average
roughly speaking.
Yeah. A lot of American families didn't even have one.
Yeah, so, you had the Model Ts and Model As running around, in the teens and the 20s. Then all of a sudden, opulence started to become a thing. And those with the finer lifestyle were buying Packards and Pierce Arrows and Cadillacs. To use your phrase from the first few episodes, in the 30s, if you had a 36 Pierce Arrow V12, that was an FU car.
Really?
Back then. Or these dual cowl Phaetons that were Cadillac and Lincoln and Packard made, that was an FU car.
Right.
And if you were the doctor, the lawyer, the big shot in town, that was your FU car.
Which vehicle was it whose moniker was "Ask the Man Who Knows Me"?
Packard.
It was Packard.
I think
right.
so.
Yeah, I think it was
Ask the man who owns one.
Yeah, ask the man who owns it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
So you're right. That is kind of the FU car of that generation.
Absolutely.
Because I'm like, I had brought that up to you. I was like, if I'm going to buy a car, and you're just going to have one car, I said, you have to have. For me, it would be the FU car because you just can't.
Yeah.
If you're going to pull up alongside somebody, you're going to talk cars.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
And by that, I mean with the engine.
Yeah, cars were very, very, very much a statement of wealth back then, and the fancier your car, and I mean there was brass and chrome, and I mean the hood ornaments themselves were a work of art,
right,
on a lot of these cars. So it was, I mean it was it was a flex if you had any of those cars. I mean you weren't being subtle. You were doing that on purpose to show that you were doing well for yourself.
So when you come across a collection like that. Do you fly out there, and would you have to actually go see some? I mean, because to me,
something sizable like this, when there's that many and this much dollars, we set up the offer in the sense that we're assuming that they're at this level of whatever that was, at X level of quality, and that they'll all run and drive. If we're close on numbers in this instance, then yes, I would fly out and look at them in person. It's 50-some cars and a lot of money. So, if it's one car, no. If I went and looked at every single car that we get in, I'd never get off a plane. I'd never get off a plane.
Literally.
So, but something like that's sizable, I'd absolutely would go out there. Yeah.
Speaking of the old cars, we've got the guys coming in this summer from all over the world.
Right.
I keep mentioning this, but this is cool.
Yeah, it's kind of a big. Well, it is a big deal.
Yeah,
it is a big deal. So, for lack of a better phrase, it's a worldwide Model T convention or grouping, whatever you want to call it, and they're going to be rolling through here as one of their stops. I'm sure Dylan, the producer, will put up the dates and time again and so on, but. That is I don't care if you even know what a Model T is or how to start one. That's just going to be a cool spectacle to see.
Right.
So I'd recommend anybody, if you want to just show up and walk through the cars while they're here, I think that'll be awesome.
They're fun to drive.
How do you know? How do you know?
Because Pat started one and got it going for me. He's our shop foreman, by the way. Because it's not just going in there and turning the key in with the gas and the brake. There's a whole system with belts and all kinds of different things in some of them early versions.
Yeah, and I know I talked about it once or maybe twice now. I have to get this on film of you attempting to start and drive one.
Well,
we have to do that.
He keeps telling me, get your hands off that thing or you're going to break your thumb.
Yeah, if you're trying to crank start one, you better get your thumb out of the way or it'll snap it off for you.
Second Saturdays, starting in May, too, we have roll-ins.
Yeah. So the second Saturday of every month, from May through September, we have the roll-ins here right out in the parking lot. So not only is there 150, 200 cars inside, there's usually that many more outside. Plus, we have live music every time that's awesome, and good food and everything else. So, my gosh, make it a staple to get here. They start at 9 o'clock, and people just kind of hang out till the afternoon sometime and come and go as they please, man. It's awesome.
I love the fact that you have them at a convenient time when everybody can make it, too.
Yep.
It's in the middle of the day on a Saturday.
Yeah.
You come out for a few hours, hang out, talk cars. That's what I can't wait to do.
Yeah.
Is to be able to get these guys out, sitting in lawn chairs, out in front of the building here, and just sitting in the sun talking cars.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's a fun time. If you're a car person, it's just the camaraderie and everything is awesome.
It is. It's a good time. What else? By the way, if you've not liked and subscribed, the funny thing is, I got to bring this up. When we were off last week, our producer Dylan was down with whatever plague was making its way across the area. I put up a quick post on Motorhood TikTok page. We gained a bunch of followers. So I know you guys are out there, right?
And we got to keep them posted,
And we will keep you updated as to what's going on. So if you've not liked and subscribed, go to YouTube. You'll find us there. And if you go to TikTok, which is the largest social media platform, and I know you guys are there, look for Motorhood Podcast. You'll find us there, and we'll highlight vehicles that we've got coming up for the show and talk about some of the other things we got going on.
Yeah, these episodes will just keep getting better and better, and with more content and good content and interesting cars. I mean, if you've been following us at all, you'll notice that, I mean, almost every single time there is something cool or amazing that we're talking about. You know, the cars are the star. I mean, you and I are we're just a facilitator.
Yeah.
The cars are the stars, and that's what keeps it fun.
And by the way, I know that there have been some people that have inquired. The Ron Burgundy mobile is here, so stay tuned. They actually had that fired up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it runs.
She's alive.
Yeah. She is alive.
I have to tell you, man. We haven't shared stories for a while because of sickness and being gone or whatever. But I had an underwear dilemma.
Oh no!
This weekend.
What was the dilemma? Did you have to throw away a pair?
No.
Because that's
it
like a
wasn't
rite of passage in a man's life.
I tell you what, knock on wood, so far I have not had that experience. But as age comes and you're out of Depends, maybe that'll become a thing. But anyways, and why it's fresh in my mind is literally right when we turned the mics on and started talking, I got a text message from my wife that solves the puzzle that I'm about to tell you. So it doesn't matter. A couple days ago, get up in the morning, I'm reaching, I got underwears in the bedside drawer, right?
Sure.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay, and a lot of times when I leave, it's darker. So I just reach in, grab a pair, pull them on. I don't want to wake up my wife or whatever if I leave early and so on. So I get to my office and whatever, and I'm kind of like, God, these are kind of, and I'm, okay, boxer brief guy. Are you tighty whities?
No. The funny thing, you bring that up.
Yeah.
The funny thing is I did wear them until about 20 years ago, and occasionally I would still throw them on. My wife was like, "No way,
nope,
no way."
Exactly. So anyways, boxer brief guy, right? And all of a sudden I'm like, God, these are kind of bunching up. I got up and sat, jet down, looking under cars and everything, and I get up and they're bunching, and I'm like, none of my. So anyways, I get home that night and I actually looked at what I put on, and I'm like, what the hell? So I'm looking, and they're like a little shorter. They're kind of baggier, loose. I'm like. And then I look at the size, and they're a medium. I said to my wife, I'm like, can you ask your daughter if her boyfriend was here or something, did you guys wash his laundry while he was here from college or something like that? Maybe I've got his underwear in my drawer somehow.
Right.
And my stepdaughter's like, no, he, that's not his or whatever. I'm like, well, then honey, you have some explaining to do because I want to know who the hell's underwear I'm wearing because they're not mine. Right? So we laugh it off, and I'm like, okay, maybe it was some one bottom of the drawer that I grabbed from 5 years ago I forgot I had or something. No big deal. 2 days later, the same frickin' thing happens. And it's not the same pair. It is an additional pair. It was a Hanes brand, which matches the ones that I normally wear. Same damn thing. They're like kind of loose. And then I realized it doesn't have the peekaboo pocket in the front. I'm like, what the hell is going on here?
That would have confused me as well.
So I literally, like I said, I'm going to pull this up right now, and I'm sure she's going to love me for it. My wife just sent me a screenshot from her daughter that says, is this what Jeremy was wearing?
Oh, no.
These are mine. They're sleep shorts. So I've been wearing my stepdaughter's sleep shorts. They got in my drawer.
Okay.
And all of them, and they're black, which most of mine are black.
You were sleeping in women's pajamas.
Hey, whoa, hey, that's a big jump.
Wait
Careful
a minute. You were wearing women's pajama bottoms.
They're like, they look like my boxer briefs, and they're in my drawer, and they're black. They blend in with all my other ones.
So was it discomfort or the extra comfort that was appealing?
Oh, it was discomfort because they were baggy around like your leg,
right?
So then they bunch. I'm like, what the hell is happening?
How did you not know that as soon as you put them on in the morning?
Well, I just thought, like I said, the first day I thought it was, some old pair that was resurfaced, or something. And then the second day, I'm like, okay, what the hell is actually going on here? And I'm not kidding you. Right as we turn the mics on, I get a text, and okay, problem solved.
I was going to be like that because if you think about it, wearing those shorts, because my wife has the same stuff, right?
Yeah.
Sleep shorts or
they're sleep shorts.
Yeah,
she says. I'm like,
evening pajamas.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Whatever that is. But immediately when I would put them on, I'd be like, you'd be free balling, right? Because there's
there's nothing there.
There's nothing there. Well, I'm glad you're not wearing women's pajama bottoms today then. And
no.
So how did they all wind up in your drawer?
There were two. And, I suppose my wife just did a load of darks.
Oh, God,
for the household.
Yeah.
And, I've got, like I said, a lot of the boxer briefs, they're all black. They're Hanes, whatever. So these are black and they're Hanes.
Right.
It says right on the band,
Right.
So I'm sure she just folded them, put them in the pile, right? So yeah, I can't wait to get home tonight and talk to both of these ladies. And how about you all keep your underwear to yourself?
Yeah, explain that to your daughter. Thanks for borrowing me your skivvies.
Yeah, right.
Oh, my God.
Which, by the way, I'm sure she's probably in the process of burning right now because she knows that I had them on. I'm sure those won't go back in her drawer.
Oh, no. Because you can't imagine. No, we're not even going to go down that road.
Golly,
but I was like, that is some funny stuff. The fact that you did it multiple times.
Yep.
let me ask. So the first time when you got home in the evening, did you not?
As soon as I got home, I took them off because I was sick of always like fidgeting and pulling them down. You know, I'm like, what the hell?
So let me ask you this: Are girls buying those? Was it actually men's apparel that they were?
No. It's now that I know what it is.
Yeah.
It's women, and I knew it was weird because it's a medium. I'm like, I haven't worn a medium since I was in high school.
Right.
So I'm like, something's wrong.
Oh
here.
yeah. That's not the fit's not there.
Yeah, no.
The fit isn't there. No. Well, I'm glad you're back.
So I thought I'd let everybody laugh at my expense because that's just too good to not share.
That's a fantastic story. And so now you're back. You've got the correct underwear on.
I've got the correct skivvies.
You've got the correct skivvies, and it's about to be car season, man.
Oh,
I'm looking,
please.
dude. Every time we say this and we're in here and we're having this discussion, 2 days later we're back outside and it's a blizzard.
Oh my God.
So, but I think this is it.
stop.
You know that I'm a weather aficionado before we wrap up here, and I'm telling you, this is it. I think looking at next week in the extended forecast, we're talking sun 50s and 60s.
Okay,
and
all right.
the roads are going to dry out, and then you and I have got to get in these vehicles and just go for some rides.
Yeah. If the weather would stay nice for more than 48 hours at a time, we'll do it.
I love it.
I'm in.
You know what they say, man? When in doubt,
Gas it.
gas it.